I love that we can hear the motor of the fan now too.
Yep.
Like that's very entertaining.
I was hoping that you could.
When you got it right up there, I was like, "Ooh, okay, ASMR, come on now."
It's too cold for that, Eve.
Not here.
A hoodie and a beanie.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here. It's 92 degrees.
Oof.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing about Chicago is like, even though it is cold over here, a lot of us that aren't like rich have.
You mean the poor but sexy people?
Yes, we're the very poor but sassy.
Ooh.
We have our heat is controlled by like the building manager or whatever, because it's like radiated heat that's just like set up in all of our apartments. So the downside with having radiator heat is there's only two temperatures, freezing or melting. And so usually we don't get to regulate the heat in between. So yeah, when the heat's on, it can still end up feeling like summer up in your apartment sometimes.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, welcome to the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. I'm drinking my lemon water as always. I am also drinking some kombucha, not sponsored by Brew Doctor, but I really wish we were because it's really great. Today I'm having Island Mango.
Kombucha, vinegar for your stomach.
And it's actually really good. It's got ginger and passion fruit in it as well. It's really good.
Looks like medicine straight out the bottle.
Well, okay, it's just because this is in a brown glass bottle.
Yeah.
But I got that for sure, but it's just because it's in a brown glass bottle.
That's very much like a bottle of, I don't know, some liquid aspirin from a general store.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
What did you just do?
I don't know. Was it because I did air quote?
That's hilarious.
Wait, let me try it again.
Wait.
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. There we go.
What the fuck?
I'm living for that.
I don't know.
I hope it keeps happening.
Oh, I'm going to do this randomly all the time.
I swear I'm not pushing a button or anything. It's just like, eh?
Okay.
Okay, anyway. Now that
Well, there it goes.
I love that.
This is one of my favorite things ever.
This is the best thing that's ever happened on this podcast. Like,
I have no idea why this is happening.
This is Eve's new cup is full.
Yeah.
Where was this when we were talking about Bernie?
I know.
I didn't give her enough air quotes because she was doing it. She wasn't like fake doing it. So I couldn't like air
Exactly.
Jealous. I want that.
I know.
Well, anyways, I'm David Keeley. And I don't have a cute intro, and I don't have confetti.
Me either.
But I do have a cute shirt. I'm wearing my Miss Cracker shirt. Yes, complete with a signature that I got when I met her at a show that Eve performed at. Yeah.
Oh my God, I remember that. It was Pride.
Beautiful gowns.
It was.
Beautiful gowns.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful gowns.
Yes. But I am drinking water.
And hi, everyone. It is Chicago Czech artist and Queen of Ivy Park.
Come on.
No, it's only two. I think it's only two.
Too much. There's got to be some.
Oh no, I think we broke it.
Oh no.
No.
Okay. Eve the Bunny. Yeah, I wish confetti would fall again when it stopped. Anyway, I am repping some a couple of different things from Ivy Park today. Actually, I've got the Ivy Park and Peloton drop that came out. They had like black with this neon yellow kind of situation, and then they had like some hunter green stuff. So I got this, and then I also have this black hoodie from the Ivy Park Black Pack drop. I'm in like a black and brown era right now.
Okay.
Unfortunately, as of what was available, I was not able to procure anything from the last Ivy Park drop. Everybody say, "Aw."
Oh.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. But it's okay because there is StockX, there's Poshmark, there are resale places. There are times when you are able to get things from resale when they are not as expensive as they were originally for retail. I've been lucked out and found a couple of things that have been like $100 or so cheaper than how much they actually were when they came out with Ivy Park originally. So we're going to keep the manifestations up in the air that it is going to come to me. I have this new manifestation technique that people told me about where they said, you know how when you complain about stuff that you don't like or that's negative and your words have volume, they said you should try complaining about the stuff that you want. So being like, oh, I hate the fact that I'm going to get that Ivy Park drop, even though it wasn't able to get it in stores. Crap. And then it's just going to happen.
Oh, darn.
So that's what I'm doing now.
I'm so mad that everyone watching this video is going to just subscribe.
I know. And they're going to give us thumbs up too. Man.
And they're going to follow us on all our socials. Disgusting.
You guys are killing us.
But regardless, we are here. It is episode 7 of Drag Race Germany. We are over the halfway point. And this was, overall, a pretty good episode of television. I gotta be honest, it was fine.
No complaints.
I also like taking in the fact that, like, when it comes to ball challenge episodes, usually there's not that much going on in the in-between spot because of the fact that they have to show usually like 15 plus looks. So I'm like, okay, cool. It's not going to be like we're watching someone glue a whole bunch of stuff on a corset, then decide to make pants, then decide to make a skirt, then decide to make a, then by the time they get to the runway, it's something completely different. I'm like, okay, we
already did that this season.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, we don't have to do that again.
Yeah, but we walk back into the workroom, and before we do that, I believe there was someone missing last week for our Germany review. This one. Mm-hmm. And I just would like to give you the opportunity to, let anything off of your chest if you really want to talk about, anything that happened last week's episode, David. I don't know if you have any opinions about it. I have no clue whatsoever at all, not informed by anything you may or may not have said on previous podcasts to inform me about your opinions. But if you would like some time to talk about your opinions, I'm happy to give that to you, David.
Okay, let's do it.
This is your moment! Have it!
Nikita is gone. Yes, Nikita's gone. She's gone. Bye, Nikita. I'll miss you. I'm lying. I won't miss you. You're gone. Peace out. We won't miss you.
Oh, God.
And also, Pandora should have been at the bottom because
thank you
for that. Why was she?
Thank you.
But hey, come on, Kelly. Come through, Kelly. I'm glad you got your win. You deserved it. It was a great episode for you. But most importantly, Nikita's gone. Peace out, Nikita. No, I don't really hate Nikita that much, but I am glad she's gone because she outlasted a lot of people I like better. But bye, Nikita. Bye. See you never. Actually, I'll see you on the reunion and the finale.
I'm glad we took that time to air all of our feelings, David.
That was cathartic.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like it. I believe it. Yeah. So we walk back into the workroom. Nikita is gone, as David said, I think 40 times in his 1 minute.
I
And
use 50 of my seconds to celebrate.
that's fair. I don't blame you in the slightest. But yes, Nikita's gone. Kelly got her win. Everyone's like, woo, but also, oh, Nikita. Oh, God. And no one talked about Lorelai shoving Victoria.
Yeah, I was wondering if that would come up.
I thought it was going to, and then it just didn't. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't mention that in my little recap, but I didn't think that was very cool.
I've since watched it back, and I do agree with all of you now. I didn't at the time that we filmed that one. But regardless, we're back in the workroom the next day, and Kelly walks in first, and she's like, I won! And I'm like, yes, you better celebrate your fucking win, Kelly. Period. Icon.
It's Kelly, baby.
And I think that sentiment's going to stay strong this week. We'll talk about it. But we got Barbie and Gianni walking into the workroom. And this is where I'm like, okay, I think now they're trying to make Gianni into a co-host. Because all of this was scripted by Gianni. And Barbie was there just being Barbie with her. I called her Barbie Blowout this week because of the new hairdo. And
don't.
Yeah.
We do also quickly hear about what Kelly wants to do with her prize from last week.
Oh, I forgot about the
Yeah, so she won a trip, and everybody's like, well, where are you going to go? Do you know? And she's like, yeah, I know. I want to go to Brazil. I haven't been there in 8 years. I haven't seen my family in 8 years. So I was like, oh, yay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really
that.
great that she's able to do something special with the prize like that. So
I'm gonna
happy
be
for her.
honest, y'all. I think Kelly's my winner pick.
Okay.
I love Pandora, and I love Meta, and I love Yvonne, and I think Lorelai's great. But I think I want Kelly to win.
I do too.
It's pretty even between 3 people for me. So we'll see how it all shakes out.
So
But she's got momentum on her side.
So Lorelai and who are not in your top 3, David?
I love Yvonne, but
that's fair.
Dawn.
That's fair.
I was like being completely unbiased, given like the top 6 that we have as of right now. I'm like, it's kind of giving the clear top 3, unless something just randomly happens over the next couple episodes.
Unless someone just absolutely bombs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's roast next week, so someone could completely bomb.
And you want to know something that's funny is, why do I feel like that Metamora kid could possibly end up winning next week?
Why do I feel like Yvonne could end up winning next week?
I feel like it's between those two. And I feel like they have a mini rivalry they don't even realize they have.
Well, I just feel like their drag exists in such similar universes that, like, and we even see that this week where, like, a lot of their themes in their runway looks were very similar. So
I feel so bad for Yvonne, though. She was like, what? And I was like,
we'll talk about it because I'm mad and upset about it. But we get a mini challenge. We're dressing up as groupies and performing on the main stage. Why? Because they got to fill time in the episode.
I liked it. I thought it was fun.
And they're performing to RuPaul's
Born Naked.
396th good single. She's got a lot of them, but this one is way at the bottom.
You don't like Born Naked?
No.
It's just so cheesy. Like the
cheesy.
melody.
It's cheesy as crap. It's back when RuPaul would take the little slogans and sayings that she would say all the time and turn them into full songs.
Charisma, uniqueness, servant. Well, then why did it take so long for charisma, uniqueness, servant talent to come out?
Like peanut butter and stuff like that. Like little, and it's funny because it's like that era of Drag Race RuPaul. If you listen to RuPaul's Supermodel album, like it's like half of those songs are repurposed versions of her old Supermodel songs.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute. this sounds just like. Wait, what this sounds like? What this sounds like click clack. Like what? Like these are the same lyrics that are in this, which is kind of weird because I'm kind of like, oh, it's like, oh, I know the history of where that song came from, but then also at the same time now the third iteration of RuPaul's Drag Race songs. I'm like, this version of RuPaul's Drag Race songs that are out now, I like, but I can
Black Butter.
They're produced by other people. They're not made by her.
Black Butter is my absolute favorite RuPaul album.
Like,
there's really not a skip. Honestly,
is Black Butter the one with Catwalk on it?
With her short hair?
Sure.
Or is that Mama Ru? No,
that's Mama Ru. Yeah, Mama
Ru was good. Catwalk.
She just dropped a Christmas album, apparently.
I saw.
I don't want to hear. Yeah, I don't want to hear it because it's gonna be a RuPaul's Drag Race for Amazon song that happens to have Christmas words as opposed to like other regular nouns.
I'm ready for another Christmas special where we get 8 more Christmas winners.
Can we do a fantasy Holiday Special 2 casting video?
Yes.
I think we need to.
Would it be international or just the U.S. girls?
Let's make it international.
Jesus, that'd be too hard. I knew you were gonna say that.
Okay,
well, if you want to, you don't. I would say, or maybe like RuPaul judged.
A million of them.
Maybe like RuPaul judged franchises. Maybe that.
Okay, that helps narrow it down.
A little.
I was like, it's a lot of them now.
To 3, there's 3, but that video might be coming soon.
International season. I was like, no, we have like 5 new ones now. Wait.
Well, there's 27 seasons happening at any given time, Eve, and we are here covering all of them here at the Cup.
We are.
Despite our better wishes.
But I want to talk about this mini challenge because I had 2 favorites.
Please do. Was it Ruth 66? Because I'm mad I didn't come up with that as my drink.
I heard that name and I cackled. I was like, okay.
Cackle. I used to live in a city on Route 66, so I'm really pissed off at myself that I didn't come up with that.
I do currently. Eve used to.
Flagstaff, Arizona is. So I'm like, damn, I wish I'd thought of that.
Yep. But for me, the standouts were Meta, of course.
Yes, of course.
She never dropped character. She was so entertaining the whole time. But for me, the other one, who I thought could have got the win too, was Victoria. When she was eating that breaking the microphone.
Child.
And then Kelly was breaking the guitar. I was like, oh my God.
Yes,
Victoria bit the mic stand into like 3 different pieces, and she's just like, chew it, break it off, chew it, break it off. I was like, what is that made out of? Oh my God. I was like, baby, what kind of Listerine strips are you using? Is there like Teflon in those strips? Jesus, God, like that scared the heck out of me for a minute. But then also at the same time, it took me a minute to realize. Okay, so they're supposed to be fake rockers, so half the set is made out of foam stuff so that they can break it. I thought she was just biting a legitimate real mic stand in half.
Right. And it took me a minute to realize that as well, and then I looked a little bit closer and I was like, oh, work. Okay.
And that poor keyboard got so much damage throughout, and the guitars, obviously. But
yeah, it got so
the guitars didn't make it through.
Nope. I thought it was a fun challenge.
I was a little bit taken aback when it first started out because of the fact that I thought that either A, they were all going to be up there at the same time, or B, if they were all going to be up there individually, they all were going to be playing the lead singer. So when Meta first started and nobody was up as the lead singer and she's just overplaying the guitar by herself, playing the keyboard by herself, I was like, wait, what's happening? Is somebody else supposed to be on stage with her? Is she doing like multiple parts? And I was like, oh, and then I realized throughout the challenge that, they were just playing singular band members doing their own kind of thing. I was like, okay. But yeah, it completely threw me off at first. I was like, I thought it was going to be another testicle
on the treadmill?
On the treadmill situation where like the first person doesn't fully know what's happening.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Like, no.
Yeah, my standout also was Meta, and she won.
3 in a row. 3 mini challenges in a row.
She is the Matilda. She is the Electra Bionic. She is the Nihilenia.
Yep.
Come on, Metamorphy.
one of those three people we might be seeing on TV sooner rather than later.
Meta monkey.
Not the one we've been expecting.
No. But then we find out for the Maxi Challenge this week, it's the ball!
Ow.
Ow.
Clackety clack, clackety clack, 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 clackety clack, 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 ball.
And when Gianni was introducing, I was like, they're really trying to make Gianni a co-host. All right, cool. I see it. Great. But we have to do 3 in 1. We're doing Future Me, and then they have to dig through all this trash after the rock concert to get materials to make their outfit.
And it's called
Poor but Sexy. I hate it. I hate the title. I think it's really demeaning. I wouldn't want to.
Sexy, but I'm poor.
Poor. Why did I? No. Anyway.
I don't know why you did that.
I don't know why I did either, but now it's on the internet for everyone to see.
It is.
That's okay. So, regardless.
When we get demonetized, we know exactly where we went wrong.
No.
Come on, Eve, do it again.
Wait.
I think you're doing it too much.
Yep.
I think it's 2.
Wave your hands. No. Okay. It'll happen. Before this podcast is over, we'll get some more confetti.
It'll happen.
Hoppin'.
It'll happen.
No, we got spoiled. We used it too many times at the start of the episode, and now it's just gone.
The confetti bucket is empty now.
Truly. I still don't know why this is happening, but I'm so here for it.
I know.
You need to save that for your favorite look of the night.
Truly. No, okay. It's fine. We'll figure it out.
I hate when the confetti always rains down like I want for it to.
Oh no!
Shoot.
This is so dumb. I love it.
Yay!
So we don't get a whole lot of the workroom stuff or any super long about the Emmy moments. The 2 things that stood out to me are when Barbie's walking around the workroom and she comes to Victoria, and Victoria just brings the whole plant because she took the plant from the trash bin, and she was like, "I'm gonna make this work. Don't you worry." And we'll talk about it. She sure did. And then we have a very brief discussion about ballroom culture. Nothing major, nothing groundbreaking, though we love the ball scene and they deserve more respect on Drag Race. So I'm glad that we are talking about it in this situation. And they talked about how, the ball scene in Germany is very small, but is growing. And I like seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of more of the influence of the French ballroom scene kind of making those waves in Europe. And I know there's always been small little sections of European countries that have a very strong ball culture, but I love seeing it all kind of just big waves. I want more ballroom. That's what I would like to see.
Yeah,
more legendary.
If you're out there, renew legendary.
Legendary Europe. Could you imagine?
Ooh, that would be legendary.
Hosted by Kiona Revlon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was going to say that. I was thinking.
Obviously.
I was like, Kim has to host. Mother has to host it.
Yeah. I need Laomi back, though.
Obviously, Laomi back, but...
Laomi, the U.S. version. They can have Laomi guest judge.
And no more Jamila.
No more Jamila.
I like her.
Absolutely not.
No. She doesn't have to
respect to that woman for putting the money in to make it happen, and respect to that woman for the things she's done in her career. She does not belong in that space at all. And I know I'm sitting here saying that as a white person, but for me, she doesn't. She never felt like she fit in on the show, and that's just looking as an objective viewer.
Something that's very crazy and very funny is Madonna would be a better than Jamila.
Honestly, yeah. Did y'all see her daughter her daughter Vogan.
Yes.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good.
Eating
There was two of them, right?
down.
It was only Estelle, I believe is her name.
Oh.
Her 11-year-old daughter
Yeah,
was the one that was voguing.
The yellow and black. But I knew there were like a couple of different videos of different shots of it out. But I've only seen one of the videos. But I saw it because people were posting, and they said Madonna was watching Blue Ivy and Beyonce on concert, and said, hurry up, we gotta get this car."
I mean,
I was like, that was so rude. I was like, but also at the same time, the difference is the fact that it's like she's not up there nogging or anything. Like,
no, she's good.
Down.
I'm glad her daughter's totally into voguing right now.
Yeah.
Her daughter is totally into voguing right now, and coming from, if your mother is the queen, or if your mother is the artist behind Vogue,
behind making it mainstream.
True. And I do love that song. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, it's good.
The break my soul Vogue Queen's remix.
Ooh, I haven't heard that.
Started.
Yes.
It's
so
cathartic. You just want to dance around and just pose and just Vogue. It's just so good. It's so good.
Well, it's time. It's time to go to the runway because that's all this episode was.
Bring to the runway. Runway.
Runway. Guest judge, who I guess is the guest judge for the next 2 episodes, this one and the next one.
Oh, word.
Estefania, because she was in. I think that was her in the trailer for next week as well. I loved her. Keep her. Make her a permanent judge. I don't need Diane Brill anymore. Honestly,
I like Diane.
I think Diane is lovely and wonderful, but the mystique of Diane Brill is I'm over it personally. I think she's fine. It's just like I don't see what she provides.
Rake and yak it.
Okay,
do you want to know what's something that's very funny? To be completely honest with you, I don't see what Barbie's husband brings to the judging table. Because he barely be saying stuff.
Oh, they're not actually together, right?
I don't know. I'm not that invested, child.
Fair.
I just remember Barbie when you said it. I was like, who hosts this damn thing?
Fair.
Logan when they spread misinformation.
I was told misinformation, and then we had that misinformation corrected. Several people have been correcting misinformation. And while I'm at it, David Healy, you should be the one not out here spreading misinformation.
Hey, you know, you're an all-star. Get your game on.
You did hey now, and I went, this is what dreams are made of?
Yeah, no. How the hell do you remember that, but you don't remember?
I was a child during Lizzie McGuire.
You were a child when Beautiful came out too. You need to pay it.
Anyway, category is
don't turn it's over.
Oh, okay. Sure. We go 3 different directions. I'm okay with that. First category is 3-in-1 sensation. First up, Metamorkid.
Controversial take.
Okay.
I wish that it wasn't one outfit taking off an outfit, taking off an outfit. I wish there was a little bit more complexity to it than that when it came to
Espana rules.
Yeah, it was very much like, I mean, I know they weren't like supposed to be like reveals, but I know like with certain people's, it was like parts of the look were attached to certain parts of the look. You know what I mean? Or so it didn't look completely like I have on a big reveal coat, and then I take the reveal coat off to have a medium reveal coat, and I take the medium reveal coat off to have a smaller out. You know what I mean? Like it was very nesting egg doll, and I kind of wish it had a little bit more complexity to it when it came to the reveals. But I thought the story was very cute, but I feel like also at the same time, whenever you give some child a 3-in-1 look storyline or whatever, they always go, somebody's going bug. Someone's like, I gotta metamorphosize at some point. But I mean, her name
or animal, and we had 2.
Huh?
or animal, and we had 2.
Well, I always feel like you always get someone that tries to do butterfly cocoon caterpillar.
Butterfly in a cocoon.
Butterfly in the sky.
Oh.
See,
Well,
now that would have been cute. What if Lele Cocoon would have still been here and she would did?
Oh, I hope her 3-in-1 was a
She would have been so good. She would have killed those balls.
She would have.
Oh, I'm so upset again.
Like, literally, she's somebody that I'm very, 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 like, when you were talking about people that should have stayed in Nikita, should have been left, she's very much one of them. I'm like, Lele left before Nikita. That was stupid. It was so stupid. Like, y'all have to bring her back from All Stars now because Lele was very good. I liked her a lot.
Yeah.
I also got a little bit confused at first because I remember they were doing 3 different looks, but I forgot. I have no idea what happened. So I knew they were doing 3 looks. I knew this. I knew this was 3-in-1. For some reason, I thought this was all 3 looks. So I'm sitting here being like, wow, she made that butterfly look out of trash. That's really cool.
Oh, no. Eve, no.
And I was like, wait a minute, no.
Could you imagine if they made them do a 3-in-1 a 3-in-1 design look?
Yeah, that would be crazy.
That would be sickening. I have no idea. That just completely fell out of my head. I was like,
I love that.
So this is the 3rd look. This is the one they had to make. And I'm like, wait. How did she make this?
She maybe made it at home out of fabric.
Out of a dumpster.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and give my thoughts on this. So I love Meta. I think she's been one of the best on the runway. This is probably one of my least favorite things she's brought to the runway. It all just felt very simple. The first look, like, I get that it's a caterpillar. There's not a lot going on. The second look, there's really nothing going on. She said that was supposed to be her cocoon, but it just looked like a boring black jacket. So the third look was the
Is it a Reagan jacket?
It's just a jacket, not a Reagan jacket.
It looked like a trench jacket.
Yeah. The third look was supposed to be the payoff, and even that was a little underwhelming to me.
Yeah.
Like, she looks nice. Overall, I thought she did decent. I just have really high expectations for her. So I thought it was fine overall.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's fine overall. I like the concept. I think that's lovely. I think the end result, the butterfly gown, I think is cute. It's a little on the more simple side for what we've seen from Meta. I will agree with that. I really don't like the second look either. Just this jacket, if you will. I don't think it carries on its own as one look. And that was kind of the issue I had with a couple of people is like, some people it's like, oh, you have like one of your looks. Is it a look? And for this, I'm like,
transition from one look to the other look.
Exactly. Or in some cases, is it a mask that you then throw aside and then that's your second look? We'll talk about it. But yeah, I thought this was fine for Meta. Scores.
Yeah. I'll give you this a 75. I feel like that, honestly, I think the main thing that could have really elevated this is if everything was a little bit more grander. It looked like it needed to be on the more side as opposed to the less is less side. Like, I think it would be really cute if she would have done the same little worm like look for the first one, but like the caterpillar look, but it kind of went to the floor and like came behind her in like a train kind of formation. That way it looked like almost like an Alice in Wonderland kind of caterpillar. You know what I mean? Because I felt like that's kind of where she was going. Like, the color scheme with this gave me like, I don't know, like Alice in Wonderland-y, Cheshire Catty kind of, you know what I mean? Like fantasy caterpillar, not like, oh, she's trying to be a regular one or anything like this. I don't know. I felt like she could have pushed creativity a little bit more with these since she wasn't going as a standard caterpillar. So yeah, I'll say 75.
I gave it a 71.
I'm going to give it a 68. Yvonne Nightstand.
So, Yvonne, I will give you credit for the fact that your reveals didn't come off looking like one outfit, changing into another outfit, taking off that clothes to another outfit. It was like, this is turned into this, is turning into this kind of a thing. So I appreciate that. Other than that, it looks like someone let you borrow this and it doesn't belong to you. The fit on it for the first part of it was very bad. And then the second and third looks weren't really anything to write home about. Because basically it looks like in the first one you have like this denim bustier and jeans, but basically what it is the bustier is just the top part of a bodysuit. So then when you changed out of the first look, your second and third looks were pretty much still just the same denim bodysuit with just different stuff around it.
I think she actually had another one before any of these. It was like a denim skirt going around the jeans, but it still just showed the bustier.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The top part of it, after she took the bottom layers off, nothing else about the look really changed. I liked the reveal into the denim wig. I thought that was cute. I kind of wish that payoff ended up coming off a little bit bigger. It really didn't. When you did the reveal, I feel like that the judges didn't really go like, "Oh, it's a denim wig." You know what I mean? Like they acted like that when they were like critiquing you, but they didn't really give that much of a reaction when it happened on stage. So, it wasn't a bad look. I'd say it was a step up from the 3-in-1 looks that we've seen so far, but we've only seen one of them.
I think it's actually a slight step down because of what you're saying, where it's a lot of the same thing. There's not a lot changing. It's like changing kind of the shape of the bottom part for the most part, but it's all so similar that I wanted to see like a little bit more. I wanted the wow factor, and she didn't give that to me at all.
Yeah.
Even with the wig reveal into the denim cap, it just was a little underwhelming. It was cute. It was dumb, but I needed more. And I'll be honest, like this was surprisingly my least favorite category of the three for almost everybody. Like as a whole, I thought this was the weakest category. So this was okay to me.
I like the way that this was done. It's giving me the way that India Farah did her 3-in-1 reveal on All Stars. Where it was just like, it was a big piece and then she just kept taking pieces off and it transformed into different looks. I do like that. Where it loses me, honestly, is the makeup. I think the makeup is bad. Mm-hmm. And I understand that she's going for makeup of that time period, but she looks like Pandora Box.
I can see that.
Especially
on her original season.
On her original season. And it throws me off. I don't like the hat. I don't like the wig. That's a miss for me. Scores.
I'm going to give it a... I'll give it a 75 too.
I gave this a 68.
And I'm going to give it a 66. Pandora Knox.
Okay, now hold on. Pros and cons. Let's do it that way. Let's break it up that way. Pros and cons. Pros. That was the untiest. I say that without pronouncing the C word. Untiest wig reveal I've ever seen anyone do on Drag Race. I will tell you. I'm sorry. But when she just threw the coat off, I was like, okay, she's throwing off the little overcoat. Bitch, it was attached to the wig and the wig just said, woof. I said, oh, hold on. I was like, oh, wait. And then the fact that she was like, okay, and now I'm finna full on just crawl down I was like, are you going to do this the whole way? That's a long runway, girl. Are you going to crawl 3 steps and then get up? What's happening? No, she drug her ass all the way down. I said, okay. drug herself out of one costume into the other. That's the other thing I will say is her moving from reveal to reveal, her transition into her reveals was gorgeous. I loved it. I will say that I don't see a lot of cohesion in any way, shape, or fashion in any three of these looks. I don't know how they go together. I really don't. Like, one of them is giving me like in the cartoons when they have a baby like Stewie or someone like dressed up like an adult, and they have like a big jumbo wig on and a big outfit on, but you can still tell it's a child underneath. That's what look number one is giving me. Look number two is giving me some discount X-Man that's sliding across the ground. And then look number three is giving me the discount X-Man during Halloween at a ballet recital. I didn't see how all three of these looks went together at all. Were they sickening looks? Yes. Was it very incohesive? Yes. That's it for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see what you're saying here. Yeah, so I do think she did well compared to most people. But this is still my least favorite thing she did in the night. First of all, my issue with the first look is I didn't get to soak that in at all. It was so quick. She wasn't even in the light when she did that reveal. Like, step out, give it to us a little bit. And I get she's a little bit constricted. Constricted. Boa constrict. Okay.
Now,
With that snake look, it was good. That was good. Clip it.
was it?
Put it on the socials. It's gonna go viral. No, I'm kidding.
So you know
But
they're just gonna gas them up in the comments.
yeah, please.
Oh,
do.
they're always gonna gas this motherfucker up in the comments.
No,
but
no.
whatever.
But I do like the snake. The snake was probably my favorite thing. I liked her delivery with that. And then she sheds the skin, which I think is a nice concept. She sheds into a relatively basic look. So I really I wanted to see a positive progression. Like, we had this thing in Drag Race España where it would be like, take it off, keep it on,
Keep it on.
yeah, I'm like, keep the snake one on because that was my favorite one. But overall, I thought she did pretty good.
The snake is the only part I like. I don't like the first one. I don't like the last one. I like the wig. I agree with everything you said, David. Like, she wasn't in the first look long enough for me to realize that it was a full look. But I also agree with you, Eve. That's one of the untiest wig reveals I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm back and forth with it. It's like the performance of it all was very good. The way she did the whole thing, I thought overall was really good. This first look, I wouldn't even constitute a first look because it's literally a thing. It's literally a thing wrapped around her.
What is it?
And this wig that she threw. I think it's supposed to be like a snake tongue. That is the only thing that makes sense for me. Honestly, it's the only thing that would make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she talked about it being like part of her journey, and then she was like snake and human, and then she's snake and she starts as snake and snake, and then goes to snake and dancer, and then dancer and human. I don't fucking know. She had some like long ass analogy. I was like, I don't fucking know what this is. But sure, Diva scores.
Pandora, I as well will give you a 75.
God damn it, Eve.
I'm also giving this a 75.
If we weren't using our scores to determine who we objectively think is our winner of the ball, my score would just be, sure, I guess. However, I can't do that today, so I'm just going to give it a 69.
69?
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks.
Nice.
I don't fucking know. Lorelai Rivers.
Thorgy who?
Okay.
That has two layers to it too, because it kind of looks like her black and white
mad
look.
about it.
It looks like her black and white look, and she was Stevie Nicks in
I'm mad about
All
it.
Stars.
You're welcome. This was bad. This is very bad. In the first one, and I put it this way, and I guess this is something that I have to just take unto myself, is I'm not the hugest Stevie Nicks fan. I'm not the hugest Fleetwood Mac fan. I don't know all their songs by heart. I don't know what the covers of the albums look like. So I did not fully get the concept until she was explaining it. But even when I was explaining it, I was like, I'm going to have to possibly look at the album covers because they still come off across as very simple looks. That even if you were, I feel like trying to do them true to form to what the album cover was giving, you still could have had a hint of drag in it. And I feel like that was missing. The first look, like I said, honestly, it just looks very I don't know, very blah. It's just like a shirt with a vest and pants. And then the second look, it's this all black kind of flowy thing, which I know is kind of Stevie Nicks' brand. I felt like though, with you being a drag queen and this being RuPaul's Drag Race and this being top 6, you could have maybe added an extra couple of layers onto it to make it, look a little bit thicker and more flowier and add more of a drag element to it. It looked really thin, like it was just like a little cover-up robe kind of situation. And then the leotard at the end, I wasn't the craziest about personally. Yeah, this was a very weak for Lorelai for me. I wasn't the craziest on these.
Yeah, neither was I. I'm also not a big Fleetwood Mac person. Like, they're great, sure, but I just am not like familiar with them enough to care about this. And these were just 3 okay looks to me. They're different enough, so I guess I can appreciate that aspect, but none of them left an impression on me at all. At all. It's like I'm looking at them for the first time right now because it was just so like in one eye and out the other. Yep, that's how it works. Yeah, it was okay.
You can go your own way. As the resident Fleetwood Mac stan here on the podcast, I was thrilled when she walked out in this 3-in-1 outfit. It's still not good, but I was thrilled. I got it immediately. I stood up and I was just like, yes, because there haven't been any real Stevie Nicks or Fleetwood Mac references other than Thorgy's performance. So I was like, yes, I loved it. I think the concept is so good. I just think, unfortunately, the concept is a little too simple to carry a 3-in-1. I like what she did with the third look, where it was just go your own way, and it was like her interpretation of everything, going her own way. I thought that was fine, but overall, I wanted something a little bit more from this. So, scores.
Is it a 75?
It is.
Wow.
I give you a 75. This is my way of not pleading or chopping any of you girls.
Is everyone going to get a 75?
No, everybody isn't going to get it.
Good.
This is apathy that I'm getting. I love it. I gave this a 69.
Nice. For once now, I'm going to give it a 75.
Okay.
Copycat.
When y'all have been doing it the whole damn time? Okay.
No, me. I've been doing it the whole time.
And then David copied you on many occasions. So.
You saw I had already written that down.
I am the standard.
Anyway, let's talk about Victoria Shakespeare's and allegedly her 3-in-1, because this is not a 3-in-1. Point blank and period, this is not. For me.
I consider this more of a 3-in-1 than half of the contestants we've already seen. To be completely honest with you.
The mask isn't even on her.
In the first one?
She is holding the mask in front of her body. She is whole. I understand what you're saying. And is this a more complete concept than most of the other people we've seen on the runway? Yes. But at the end of the day, she's holding a mask in front of her body, and it doesn't cover her entire body. Therefore, we saw the second look before she had even revealed the mask. Feel free to have whatever opinions you want on it, and I'm not going to judge you. I'm just saying, facts are facts, Germany.
Okay. I'm still going to have my opinion.
Please do.
I still think at the end of it, it wasn't technically 3-in-1 looks, but the 2.5 looks that we got were cleaner than half of the other people's 3 looks. So I give her benefit of the doubt for that. I kind of was annoyed when they were like, oh, she's always Brazil. I'm like, yeah, because it's where the hell she's from. Not to mention the fact she's still doing Drag Race in your country with a whole different, speaking a whole different language. Let her be Brazil. Like, it's not like she's up here trying to speak Brazilian or nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what? Like, I'm like, you better let that girl be proud of her freaking heritage. She's still up here talking German, and y'all still understand what she's saying. So don't hate. Then they were sitting up there trying to rack her and be like, what is your obsession with Britney Spears? Let her be obsessed with Britney. Like, what is y'all problem? They hate on Vic. I guess a little bit of the reason as to why I gave Victoria more benefit of the doubt is because I've seen her so much as an underdog this season, and I feel like they have dogpiled on her so hard sometimes, and I don't understand why.
It was her and Tessa from episode 1 when it wasn't always warranted.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm like, these are like her second and third look are the cleanest and more like on brand, like strong drag looks out of some of any of the stuff that she's brought, and y'all still got something bad to say. It's like, okay. I was like, I can understand y'all kind of chewing her out a little bit for the last look or whatever, or give her a little bit of crap for the last look, but this wasn't that bad. In the retrospect of the other contestants that they were going up against, this wasn't that bad. You go ahead, Victoria, shaking Spears.
Well, I thought this was going to be a hot take. Maybe it will be still, but this was actually my favorite of the 3-in-1 because while the first one, you could call it a look or not, it's enough for me that it worked. And I felt like she did a good job of explaining why each of these 3 looks represented her. You have her Switzerland look, her Brazil look, and her Britney look. And I really like that. Like, she showed us who she was more than anybody else.
Yeah.
And they're 3 very distinct looks. Like, none of those look exactly the same. So I appreciate that. I thought her delivery was well done. Did she do the thing I wanted where it just got better each time? No, not quite, but that's okay. I do like the middle look the best. In fact, I think that's one of my favorite looks she's had throughout the season. But overall, based on group 1, she was my winner.
She was not my winner because there's still one more person to go. But I mean, I kind of already said what I was going to say. And the moment that Barbie was like, what is your fascination with Britney Spears? I was like, yep, Victoria's going home. Cool. Great. Noted. Thank you. At the end of the day, I do absolutely agree with what y'all are saying about the second and third looks. They are on brand. They are polished. They are clean, concise, and I get it. I just wish the first look wasn't a mask she would hold in front of her body. That's all. I get it. I understand what it's supposed to represent. And I think it's lovely and wonderful. And I'm glad that she got to represent that on the show. However, I just needed it to be a little bit bigger and just like come out with it on and then threw it off immediately. That for me would have given more look than a mask in front of her body. For me. But I still think it's really good. Of course.
Victoria, I give you an 85.
Ooh. I give this a 78.
And I'm going to give it a 77.
Mm-hmm.
And last up, Kelly Hilton, not doing not only 3, but 4 looks.
Kelly. I love you. I love the idea and the concept behind your looks. For me personally, they left a lot to be desired. And I feel like it became a runway where the message was more of the focal point than the looks were, which is not a bad thing. I just felt like with this category specifically of it being 3-in-1, it seemed to me like that they should have possibly, I felt, been a little bit more evenly keeled out, like the looks being on the same level as the story, or honestly that the looks would overpass the story. Because I feel like that you could have basically just worn 3 random outfits that had nothing to do with each other and just changed from one to the other and still attach the same story to it, and it would have still been like, oh my god, we love it because of the story. I feel like that was the biggest pull away, was your story with this 3-in-1 look. But out of all of these looks, I don't see how they really correlate or go with the story if I didn't know what the story was. So like at the beginning when you changed from the first look into the second look and I didn't fully know where you were going with the story, I didn't realize it was more interpretive. I was like, oh, okay, she's doing a Tina Turner reference or something. That, and then when you were going off about something a lot more meaningful than Tina Turner, I was like, oh crap, wait, no, it's not. Now I feel bad. You know what I mean? And so like through all of the looks, they all had, I felt like they all took a background to the story. And I feel like that just made me be like, crap, because I wish that they could have been on par with the story. I feel like that the beginning first look really started off the whole, this is going to be more of an interpretive piece, but the other 3 looks didn't fully look like they all went together for me. But I still appreciate what you brought and what you did on the runway, and your performance was really great. But yeah, I just wish that I could have saw a little bit more cohesion between the looks.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Eve here. I do think the message was powerful. Her delivery was great. And she looked like she had a lot of passion on the runway, more than anybody else, to be honest. But the looks themselves, just looking at them, they left a lot to be desired. So it was hard to kind of balance that when scoring these. Even her makeup, I don't think looks the best here. But don't worry, she's gonna have better moments to come, I think. Yeah, but I probably would still have her in my top half of this category, but she's solidly my third. So yeah, I thought it was a little uneven, but good enough.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here, and this was my favorite of the 3-in-1.
4-in-1.
Exactly. Well, it's not even because of the 4-in-1. For me, I think the looks overall were on the same sort of level, whereas other people I feel like had really strong looks and then a really weak look. So I felt for me like her overall package in this category was the strongest based on consistency.
Because she didn't have any really strong looks.
Well, I don't think that.
Fair.
I don't think the first look is all that great. I think the second look is fine. I actually really like the white look and the way that it's draped. I really enjoy that. And I think the last look is cute. And obviously the message is paramount to this entire thing. So it is my favorite, but it's not that far above Victoria's for me. So, scores.
Miss Kelly, I will be giving you a 75.
I gave Kelly a 73.
I'm giving Kelly a 78. And that's one category done.
Ooh.
Woo!
Category is Future Me. First up, Metamorkid.
I live for it. I think it's sickening. Something about it gives me like, it's not, and I guess that's what's just making me kind of, I don't know, be hesitant about it. It looks very DIY. It looks very like I could have just gotten some clear wrap and wrapped this around my body and made this. But when you look at it and you pay attention to it, you see that it has more detail than that. And it has more structure to it than just, a saran wrap dress or whatever. So I do want to give it more credit. I do wish that it had a couple of, like, maybe one or two more elements to it, though. I love the dress part, and I love the flowing part on the back, and I love the headpiece. Everything up here around the chest area just being so bare to me seems kind of just like an afterthought. Like, to be honest, I kind of wish that she didn't have, I don't know if maybe is that the string? I think that might be the string that's holding that cape on. Or that's just like some lowly one beaded pearl necklace kind of situation or whatever. But I kind of wish that wasn't there. It just seems kind of oddly placed since there's really not much of anything on her chest at all. It's just like, ooh, some random string of beads. Yeah, I kind of wish there was there was a little bit more done to the top part of the front part of the outfit. But everything else in the outfit and stuff I like a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I pretty much agree with you. When she first came out, I was like, wow. And then the more I looked at it, I was less impressed. What I do really like is her makeup and her hair. Everything going up on top is incredible. The outfit leaves a little to be desired. I think it does seem like a really well done like design challenge look. But she brought this. So
She brought
um,
it.
but overall, I still like this better than any of the 3-in-1 looks. So it's nice. It's still not where I want her to be because my
Right.
expectations for her are very high.
Yeah, I don't like it. The more I'm looking at all these looks, I'm like, this wasn't really the strongest ball, was it?
There's better things to come.
I know, and I am excited about that. Yeah, this doesn't do it for me. I agree with you, Eve, on whatever the string is that's keeping the cape up. I don't know what material the skirt is, or the bottom half of the dress is made out of. It just doesn't read as expensive on the runway. It very well might be, but it's not reading that way for me. But I think the hair and makeup and the accessorization, I think, is really nice. It's just, and I get the concept, and I think the concept is lovely, but the execution is not there.
Yeah.
Is the wig supposed to be styled to look like brains? Because that's what I got.
No, because her and a couple of people went with this aquatic route, and she said this is supposed to be something about her being like underwater or some kind of fish or something. So I don't know what that's, but I don't know. Maybe that's coral. Maybe that's like sea foam.
Maybe. Regardless, scores.
Yeah, Metamorkid, I'm going to give you a 75.
Shocker.
I gave this an 80.
73.
You just didn't want to give it no 75. That's what it was.
Honestly, if I could give it a sure, I guess, like that would be my score, but I can't do that today. So next up, Yvonne Nightstand.
My God. Y'all really found this category in, huh? Because Yvonne, what the hell is this? This is it's like some very, very, very cheap futuristic Barbarella that went to Harvard Law with Elle Woods and is a cyber lawyer. Like I didn't care for it. Looks very like, yeah, it's giving me that. It's like sorority cyborg friend of Elle Woods from Legally Blonde. Like that's what it makes me think of. It really does, with this like with this juicy couture sweater and these juicy and matching juicy couture panties. Yeah. But then you have this silver bodysuit, but you have this one silver leg brace, probably because she fell and got drunk at Rush, and now she's got a titanium leg.
You know, it says pink on her butt.
Yeah, it probably says pink on her butt. She probably has like a stuffed animal, but the animal is like one of those like puppies that has like half its face is ripped off and it's got like the cyborg eye and stuff underneath it. You know what I mean? It's like half, like that's very much what it's giving. It's like if the girls from Delta Nu and Legally Blonde decided to make a robot sorority girl, that's who they made.
Yep.
I don't care for it. Like I even don't like the fact that it looks like she has this silver triangle peak underneath her wig, which I thought she was gonna take the wig off at some point and just be like a bald cyborg or something. Like it was very much making me think along the lines of Veronica Green when she did her all-star reveal. That one was so good when she did the housewife into the robot look. That's what I thought. This is like halfway in between that, but it's like I'm not a regular robot. I'm a cool robot.
Not this.
Yeah, like a robot Mean Girls mom. Like I don't like it.
Stepford wife, kind of.
Yes, it's not even Stepford. It's like Stepford's side chick. That's not the wife. This is like if there was the Stepford community was mixed with Desperate Housewives. She would be like the Edie Britt of their community. She would be the hussy that lived down the street that's trying to seduce everybody's husbands. She has no man. She has no kids. She always goes and gets her Botox and stuff done once a month. Yeah, that's her. That's very much her. I didn't care for this. And it was very funny because Yvonne was like, oh, I could possibly win this. That third outfit did not carry across the other two, because her first two, this outfit and the one before, I was just not a fan of Yvonne's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I like what she did a little bit more than Eve, but I think that really came down to her delivery, because I was living for her delivery of this, especially her face the whole time was cracking me up. Like the
It hurts to do that. I don't know how she did that. Oh,
with that like,
yeah, like,
yeah,
where it's also like you're intentionally making like a double chin where you just
that's why I said she was making me think of Legally Blonde, because she was making me think of Paulette.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Like,
she needed to bend and snap.
Yeah, she looked like she had to do a robotic bend and snap or something.
I would have loved that. That would have sent me over the edge. Like it would have been so good.
Yeah. But yeah, so I love the delivery. My real issue just came down to, it's like really on the nose. Like Future, and this is what you do. Like, okay, that's the most predictable thing you could do for Future. I wanted to see a little bit more creativity with this. But overall, I didn't hate it, and it really came down to how she sold it on the runway.
I like this a little bit more than David and more than Eve. It's kind of where I land. And a lot of it, I will agree, came down to the execution. Or not the execution, the performance. Because the execution, not the strongest. But I think what she did with this and the concept and the overall delivery, I think was strong enough. I like that there's one metal leg brace. I don't know why, but I like that. It truly looks like she made those Juicy Couture panties out of a Juicy Couture tracksuit. And I kind of hope she did. But yeah, I thought this was fine. Good and fine, whatever. Scores.
Well, Yvonne Nightstand giving you good old fashioned 75.
Wow.
Well, I gave her a 74.
I will give her a 76.
There we go.
Pandora Knox.
I liked a lot. I got the reference instantly when she came out. I was thinking Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. I was thinking post-apocalyptic world where you're using like pieces of things you find around the city to like make armor with, you know what I mean? Like you've got a shield out of a road sign, and you've got like shin pads and arm pads made out of siding or whatever. It also made me think a lot of jumping shows and franchises. It made me think a lot of season 2 of Dragula with their Final Four challenge, where they all had to do the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, and Victoria Elizabeth Black did one where it had like this whole Mohawk situation. It was all black and yellow caution like sign looking. Like it made me think that they could both be in the same world. You know what I mean? Like they were both part of the same tribe or whatever. I lived for it. I liked how she did her makeup too. I love how she did the face of her makeup with adding that detail on the nose to make her nose look wider, but still make it look almost reptilian.
Is that not a prosthetic? Because I thought the forehead and the nose was all a prosthetic piece.
I think it is.
Is it a prosthetic?
I think so.
Okay. I was about to say, because it looks like it could have been done with just makeup, but still.
I agree with you. I think I noticed a prosthetic.
I still think that it looks badass because it gives off that, the world has ended for some random reason, whether it be testing, genetic testing, or radiation, or but like the people that have survived aren't like regular humans. You know what I mean? Like they're part animal, or they're partly radioactive or whatever. It just very much gave me like, this would be a really sickening story to watch on Netflix. Like, I feel like this would be like a really good series to watch. So I was down for it. This was the stronger out of her 3 looks for me. I would say this was the strongest out of the 3. So yeah.
I'll take that a step further and say, for me, this was the strongest look of the night from anybody. I really like this. I love the cosplay aspect. I think Pandora, out of every drag race contestant I've seen across the franchises, is one of the absolute best at transforming into a completely different character from week to week. Like, it's crazy how much of a range she has with some of these looks. So yes, I really love this. I love the prosthetics. I'm a big Mad Max fan. So I really appreciated this, but also this felt like it could have fit into a show that I bet nobody has ever heard of. Maybe Eve has heard of it, but there was a show in the mid 90s on Nickelodeon called Space Cases. And you know what I'm talking about? Okay.
Yes.
I could see this being a character on Space Cases.
Yeah,
it was like Star Trek for kids, basically.
Yeah, it was like Star Trek for kids, and what's his name? Who was the Black Ranger on Power Rangers was one of the people on it.
And there was a girl with the rainbow hair.
Yeah. And they basically were all like, it was like Star Trek for kids, but all the people were like, they were almost like baby mutants. They were all aliens, kids from all different planets. They were all on the same ship, so they all had like different powers and stuff. So like it was cute. And then like the one who played the Black Ranger, who played the original Black Ranger, Zach, on Power Rangers, was one of them. But he was like the only kid that was from Earth, and like everybody else was all from different planets. But like yeah, Space Cases was real cute. It was a cool show.
Bring it back.
I know.
I think I'm gonna agree with you, David. I think this was the strongest look of the night overall. It's good, it's polished, it's well put together. I just wish maybe there was a little bit more grunge to it. For me, it's a little bit, if this is your concept, for me, it's a little too polished. But I don't think that's ever necessarily a horrible thing. And I do still think this is the strongest look of the night. I wish there was a little bit more grunginess to it. But
I kind of wish she had a weapon.
Yeah. Or something.
I will
or
say,
a shield or like something.
Yeah.
I want a prop.
yeah. I feel like she needed an accessory.
Yeah. Scores.
I will give Pandora a 90 for this.
I gave this an 88.
I'm going to give it a 93.
Yes, Pandora.
Lorelai Rivers.
Chop. That was horrible. This is horrible. It was one of those kind of things that made me go. Very funny. But I originally, before this runway even started, was looking through and seeing, I was like, oh, we're at top 6. And I said, you know what? Not to be rude, but I didn't really expect to see Lorelai up here. And then this ball happened, and I said, child, maybe she didn't expect to be up there. Because these outfits are very, after a long night of hooking, like, what outfit can I wear and put a story to and make this all go together? Because I don't know how this is supposed to be futuristic. Other than the fact that she has no eyebrows and she has Beyonce's mechanical ponytail. And she's wearing what looks like Venom's wife's dress. I don't know. Yeah, no, it wasn't that great for me at all. It was very much one of those where I think her soft-spoken nature really hindered her. Because I felt like that she didn't have very big over-the-top outfits. So even when it came to her presentation of her wearing the outfits and stuff, it all seemed very, like, pulled back. Like, I understood what they were saying when they said that it seemed like she was holding back. And I was like, I don't fully feel like that she's holding back. I just feel that she has a very introverted personality, I feel like. And that just didn't really go well for her or help her out really that much with this look and with the presentation of these looks. So, sorry, gear.
Yeah. So if Pandora had my favorite look of the night with her last look,
Yep.
this is my least favorite look of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it didn't work for me at all. And her makeup does not look good. Like, this looks like quick drag makeup to me. Like, I don't really get, like, it almost looks like a cave woman. Like, it doesn't look like the future at all. And I think her ponytail, like, kept distracting her and, like, going places she didn't expect it to go. So she kept playing with that throughout the thing. I don't know if that was a choice. It seemed like
it was a choice.
Yeah,
she said in the future people will have ponytails that go down to their butts. In the future.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't work for me. I'm sorry, girl. No.
Yeah, I agree with David for sure. I think I like the concept and where she was going with it. This kind of like more environmentalism kind of thought process for future me. I think that's a good concept. I just think executionally, like, I don't get that from this. I wouldn't have gotten that from this if she hadn't told me. So it's just one of those unfortunate things. But yeah. The dress itself is cut nicely.
Yeah.
But her shape is good.
I feel like that it honestly really did come down to what she based her futuristic theme off of. Because, like, some people were like, oh, the world was, taken over by water or that and the other. And she was like, she was making it in reference to, like, oil spills or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think that the downside with it, though, is a lot of times when that happens, that makes people's mindset go, like David said, and go backwards. It makes you kind of go more towards, like, dinosaurs and prehistoric and stuff when you're thinking of, like, oil and stuff. You're not really thinking of the future when it comes to that. Yeah. So it was one of those where I was like, I feel like that you kind of almost went in reverse, and I feel like that you realized it.
It's kind of like Waterworld, like how everything is kind of like stripped down.
Yeah. Scores.
Oh man, that makes me think of when Princess said that she had did like this water world post-apocalyptic look, and they all ragged her because her outfit was so clean. Okay. Yeah, Lorelai, my dear. I'm gonna give this you guessed it, 57. Because I ain't giving you no damn 75. Yeah.
Which those two numbers? I gave it a 53.
I'm giving it a 48.
Thought she was gonna get a 75 from me. Must have lost it.
I was worried for a second.
But how about with our next look, Victoria Shakespeare?
I ain't getting one either. What is this? Why, Victoria? The only thing that I will tell you that makes me happy about this is this looks like a departure from anything else that you've done on the entire runway. That being said, it looks bad. It looks like you have on a shower curtain as a robe. You got some lipstick from your dressing room before you left and wrote on your chest. You wore one regular contact and one crazy color contact, because Lord knows when it's the future or when you're trying to be a monster, nothing's creepier than one contact that's crazy and one regular. So that is the drag queen's go-to. I gotta be some crazy creature. I'm finna put in one contact. Okay. Got one eye irritated and itchy, and then for some reason your face is white and the rest of your body is not. Mm-hmm. You have on some stripper pleaser heels. And out of all of this, you are somehow coming out of the ocean. No, baby, no. This is the unfortunate situation that happens when you try to go outside the box and it just doesn't work out the best for you. No one's saying that there is a bad thing in taking risks and doing things that are different, but everything isn't going to be a hit. That's just kind of how it goes. I feel like this was just a far swing that just ended up being a miss. So yeah, sorry, love.
I don't think I hate it as much as Eve. There's a couple looks that I liked less for this category than this one. It's not in my top half, but there are things I like about it. I like the Reiken jacket, and I like the sleeves for the jacket. The sleeves are pretty cool. I do like the headpiece. I like the whole no gender thing. I do not like the outfit she's wearing. That looks very, very, very simple. It's another one kind of like Meta. It just feels like a decent design challenge look, you know? It's just weird that you brought this because it could have been better. It could have been a lot better.
And you want to know something? And this isn't me trying to shade her, but this is me being honest about the situation. What it's giving me is it looks like it is a backless dress worn backwards.
It could be.
I can see it.
And I was looking, I was like, that looks like it would be like one of those just little cute little backless little short freakum dresses that like the girls wore to the club or whatever. But I was like, but it looks like she's just wearing it backwards.
Yep.
It didn't used to be backless. She cut out part of it and used it for her mask.
That possibly could have been it too.
That was the only good thing on this look.
Yeah, really.
David, I'm glad you don't hate this as much as Eve do.
The jacket's nice.
Because, baby, I hate this as much, if not more, than Eve does. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. I'm going to tell you exactly why. Every single thing she has on, with the exception of the face, perfect. I love the little wings that are happening. I love the hood. The makeup here is cool. It's such a departure from anything else she's done in her package, so I will give her points for that. However, the dress is cheap. The sleeves look cheap. No. That probably is a shower curtain. I would bet good money, and that's no shade to you, Victoria, but it looks like a shower curtain. But what killed me the most is writing on her chest in lipstick, no gender. That cheapens the whole goddamn thing for me. I want to understand your concept without you hitting me over the head with your concept. And I think I would have gotten it had you not written on your chest. That for me, no. Absolutely.
Maybe she thought she was being kind of obscure by putting it in a different language.
It does not matter to me. It could have been in English, French, German, Swiss German, Austrian German, Portuguese.
She could have put some dots on her chest. It could have been Braille.
It could have been Braille, and I still wouldn't have liked it. So, scores.
Miss Victoria, I'm going to give you as well a 57.
Ooh.
That's generous.
Because I ain't give you no 75.
Well, I am giving her a 77.
So, David, I don't care.
I'm giving her a 37.
Oh.
You trying to tank her average?
No, I don't like this look, and I just explained to you
I know.
why I don't like this look. I just spent many minutes explaining to you and the audience, David, why I don't like this.
Change it. Mine is a 4. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Kelly Hilton.
Miss Kelly Hilton.
Kelly, baby.
Miss Kelly, I will tell you, you had one of the stronger looks. Even though you were wearing a wig from Sculpted Wigs R Us, I still liked the gold. I liked the armor aesthetic of it. I don't know. Something about it with the train and everything could come off so simplistic, but you just had a very commanding presence when you came out with the whole thing on. It was very much like, yeah, I'm some creature from another planet from the future, but like I'm the leader of these people. You know what I mean? Like it just, and a lot of the other people didn't come off with that energy, regardless of what they were or what they weren't wearing. You just came with this commanding presence of like, I'm doing it, and it just carried the entire thing. That's honestly the main reason why I'm forgiving the sculpted wig from Sculpted Wigs R Us, because Lord knows I get tired of seeing them rock hard wigs, child. But at the same time, just I don't know. I just noticed a shift from like this Kelly Hilton from the one that I saw in the 3-in-1s. Like it's just like this challenge for me, honestly, is the one where I really saw Kelly being a strong contender for the crown. Like this was one where I'm like, oh, she's coming out and she's doing it. Like she's giving us the silhouette, she's giving us strength, she's giving us confidence, she's doing different things, she's making people feel things, she's playing into, because especially with Nikita gone, she's playing into being the elder one contestant that's left out of all the girls. She's the oldest contestant that's there. So I feel like she's so much more now in her pocket of being the experienced one. Like that's what she gave me out of this entire runway. She was the experienced one. She knows what she's doing. I live for it. She took a very simple look and a very simple silhouette and just personally elevated it.
Mm-hmm. Kelly, if you're watching, which I'm sure you're watching, right?
Of course.
Kelly, please do me a favor. Stay in the future. Stay in the future, please. Because this is my favorite thing you've worn this season. I really like this. This is my second favorite look of the whole night. I actually really like the wig. We've seen a lot of sculpted wigs. I don't think we've seen any quite like this on Drag Race, at least not that I can think of.
Prince had a black one. Philippines.
Correct.
Okay, I don't remember that, but I'm sure,
Well, you should.
I'm sure it was lovely.
You should.
But this is almost giving me like Black Hela from Thor Ragnarok.
Ooh, yeah.
Like I'm getting like super villain from
I was getting super villain out of this too, or like the Eternals or something.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was making me think of.
And I love her makeup too. Like this makeup is so much better than her first look. So much better. So it just, whatever she's doing here, she needs to not think about this as, oh, this is me in the future. Think about doing stuff like this now, girl, because you pulled this off.
She did. what needed to be done.
Boom, bam.
Scores.
At this point right now, with the way the competition is going and stuff, I know we all went into this competition sucking on Pandora Knox's teats like nobody's business. But I guess I will have to say, I think I will have to say, I find myself leaning a little bit more to Team Kelly now. I always had Kelly in my top 5 of people that I was just always going to root for, especially because she's Black, so period per. But at the same time, seeing her progression through the competition and how hard she's fighting. And like I said, her runways used to not be that much to write home about and stuff like that. She started turning those around. She's really showing her personality, and she's really showing her experience in drag and like how she's been able to do what she does for as long as she's been able to do it. Yeah, I'm very Team Kelly right on this. My cup's full.
I gave her an 86.
I would like to also officially come out as Team Kelly. And my cup is full.
Purr!
I love Pandora. But there's something about Miss Kelly, baby.
Miss Kelly, baby.
Okay, we finally made it to the last category, friends.
Woohoo.
We did it.
Poor.
The sassy. First up, Metamorkid.
Metamorkid as well. I'm gonna say this. The judges like you, and I get that. I completely get that. I feel like that is one of the main reasons is what saved you and made you safe this week, because if I go category for category based off of everyone's, the way that I knew things were going to go is I knew Lorelai and Victoria were going to be in the bottom. I knew Kelly and Pandora were going to be in the top. I did not know where you and Yvonne were going to fall, given the fact that only one of you had to be top and one of you had to be the bottom. But when they said what they said and gave their outfit reasonings and gave their reasonings, when I looked at the 2 final outfits between you and Yvonne, I was like, huh. So they like you. Okay. I kind of see that. Because for me, I feel like your second look would have been a better design challenge look than this. This looks like a regular skirt. The top looks like it could have been a rug or something that you just put over on one side and just pinned. And then what I thought was the most interesting part was the kind of basket part that was over your head. But also at the same time, it seemed to be interesting for interesting's sake. It didn't seem to fully like gel with the entire look. It came off. Yeah, it came off looking very, very simple 1, 2, 3 safety pin kind of a look. And like I said, I feel like that your second look, when it came to like something that looked couture, something that looked like you should go down a runway, something that looks like that there was some real effort and stuff like that put behind it, instead of like 1 or 2 pieces just pinned in spots. Like, I feel like your second look gave more than that than this did. So yeah, I'm not that crazy about it. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I'm going to deviate from Eve here because this was actually my favorite thing she had on the runway. I see what you're saying. I think that if you look at each thing individually, it's easy to pick things apart on this look. But I think some of the whole here works for me. I like that it's kind of out of the box. Like the basket around her head is kind of what really does it for me. But I like that part. The only thing that I really did not care for at all was the shape of the skirt part. It was just shaped very oddly, and it was like folding in weird places. So that was a little distracting, but a lot of everything else I do like. Especially like her hair and her makeup looks so good. I know that she didn't do that as a design challenge, but
She
really
did
like
design them, presumably.
she did, yes. Well, maybe not the wig, but I don't know.
Maybe.
I liked it.
Who knows?
I liked it. She was in my top half for sure.
I'm actually going to lean a little bit more to the side of David. I did enjoy this. I see where both of you are coming from, and I do agree with a lot of those points. For me, I don't mind the way that the skirt is folding. It's giving kind of like a pleated effect, and I don't mind that, honestly. And I do like that this is made out of trash, but it looks like something she could have brought. It would have been one of her weaker looks that she brought. But I think it's a good look overall. I love the cage. I wish there were more cage-like aspects throughout the look as a whole instead of just the cage on her face. But overall, I don't think this is bad by any means of the imagination. So, scores.
I'm going to give it a 75.
I'm so shocked.
I gave it an 82.
I'm going to give it an 80. Yvonne Nightstand.
I liked this. Something about it gave me smart mess. Like something about it gave me like it looks like that she woke, and it looks almost like that she. I'll put it this way: something makes me think of. Oh, I can use a good reference. Okay, it makes me think of those high fashion models and runway looks and stuff like that, but they have them covered in what looks like a crap ton of trash.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a couture outfit. Like
and
it very much
really angrily.
Huh?
And they walk really angrily.
Yes, it makes me think of like I could easily see the runway aesthetic being like in a dump, and all the girls are just laying there, and then they just get up in whatever they're wearing and just walk down the runway. Because like half of this very much gives me trash, but the other half of this really gives me fashion for some reason. And I think it's just because I'm used to seeing that where it's like layers upon fabrics upon textures, and and they're and they all have this, like her makeup even with it gives me that kind of a look too. I've referenced my drag brother Luca Me sometimes in his style of drag, because his style of drag is a lot of layers and a lot of fabrics and stuff like that, and I said that it makes me think of him as being like a rich old person that's just covered in all these different like designer furs and scarves and and all of this all this kind of stuff, and that's kind of what this gave me a little bit too. It was cute. I liked the difference in it, and it made me think of what it made me think of was the scene in the movie Cruella, if you guys have ever seen that, when the garbage truck pulls up to the fashion show, and it just
the best part of the movie.
Yes, and then she just gets up out of it and just rides away on it, and it's just this huge like gown made out of trash bags and stuff. Like I feel like this would be like a ready to wear version of that or something. Like that's along the lines of what it gave me. It was very poor but fashion. I feel like that. Like I feel like hers gave more like a lot of what the category was supposed to be looking for. So I loved it.
I wouldn't say I love it, but I do like it. It was clearly in my top 4 of the design challenge looks. It's like kind of what Eve's saying, but I was thinking like if you squint, it looks like it could be a very high fashion look, but then you open your eyes wide and you're like, oh, there's a lot going on, and it could really use an edit. I think she was so close. She was almost there, but I don't know. I think she could have taken a few things off, or made something smaller at least, and it might have worked better. But it didn't quite come together the way I wanted it to.
I love this. I love this so much. I wish her other 2 looks were as strong as this, because I came into this being like, no, Yvonne was my challenge winner, and I think I was honestly basing that off of this look alone. And I'm mad about it because she just looks so good. It's so couture but trash. And I love that. I love that. It's so good. It's so good. The way all of the way she blended all of these colors together, I think is really strong. It's so dumb, but it's so good.
It's like all these muted creams and
Yeah.
beiges and champagne colors and
Yeah.
and her makeup, I think, is the best that it's been out of all three looks, and it just really goes with the avant-garde like look of the outfit, where it's very like almost white porcelain face with super pink rosy cheeks, and you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. This was the reason why I said that I felt that the judges particularly like Metamorkid, because I would have ranked this look over Metamorkid's last look.
Mm.
And so in that retrospect, with me not being the craziest with either of their first two looks, I would have saw Yvonne being safe as opposed to Metamorkid being safe. But when Metamorkid ended up being safe and Yvonne was in the bottom, I was like, ooh, I was like, you had a really good last look. I'm kind of surprised. I'm like, I knew she wasn't going to be in the bottom two because of it. I was like, that look has to save you. It has to. But I'd give it a 98. I liked it a lot.
I gave it a 79.
I'm going to give it a 95. Pandora Knox.
It came off very simple looking in the front for me. I honestly ended up liking the back more than the front. I like the detailing on the train where the red, where the orange and the black fabrics meet. It looked like that she had attached them together with like safety pins or like with some ingots or something like that, so that it looked like it was like a chain trim in between, and like it was held together by chain or whatever. So that looks kind of cool and stuff. But then it's weird because the front of her looks like Ivana Humpalot from Austin Powers and the Spy Who Shagged Me.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it's an interesting look. I love her makeup though. I love the fact that she's still doing different makeup and stuff like that, but it's still very striking enough that it reads really well on stage. But yeah, I was a little bit in between on this look because I cared for the back part of it more than the front.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I do like the back more than the front, but I like the front too. This is actually my favorite of the design challenge looks overall. Like the bow on the back was so like good. It's so good. I do wish she had more pops of orange in the front just to kind of break up the monotony of all the black. But I think it's shaped very well on her. I like she made a hat. And yeah, I like her makeup. It goes really well with it. The only thing that I'm not crazy about is kind of the shape of the crotch area. That part I didn't love, but everything else, I think I just don't like when it goes way up before you get the waist part. I don't know. That part does not work for me. Everything else I thought worked fairly well. So yeah, this was my favorite design look.
I cannot say the same.
Obviously.
First and foremost, this is where I said, okay, Diane Brill, you can go. Because every damn time she said farfalle, I was like, please shut up. I was getting frustrated. I'm like, I don't care about
what?
Herbert farfalle.
What does that mean?
It's a type of pasta. It's
bow tie in Italian.
Bow tie. It's
You are so white.
Look, I don't know German. Sorry.
It's not a German word.
It's an Italian word, sweetheart.
Oh, well, I am Italian, and Italians
it's a type of pasta, David. You've never had farfalle?
No, I did have pasta today because it is National Pasta
You've
Day.
never had bow tie pasta.
Yeah, but I don't call it that. I call it bow tie pasta.
Yeah, he just.
I am gonna.
It's because he's white and middle. He's white and Midwestern.
I'm gonna scream, cry, and throw up.
Yeah, like they'll call it bow tie pasta there. They won't actually call it Like, I'd be like, have you had fettuccine? He'd be like, yes. And I'd be like, have you had pappardelle? And he'd be like, yeah, no. And I'd be like, yes, you have.
Yes, you have.
They're the
same.
same.
Okay.
I'm gonna scream, cry, and throw up. First and foremost. Second and foremost, I was done with Diane Brill here. Third of all, I actually don't really like this look. I think it's well constructed. I think for me, just the difficulty is it feels like two completely different looks from the front and from the back, and I get absolutely no cohesion. It felt like she went, oh shit, I don't have a completed outfit. I'm going to throw this giant orange bow on the back of me. Because she kind of said that when they walked in the workroom. She was like, I don't know what my outfit is going to be because I haven't finished it. And it looks like that. I just wish there was more of the orange incorporated into the look as a whole. Maybe take off a little bit at the bottom of the farfalle and just like make a trim on the boot cover or make a trim on the vagine or something. It feels so disconnected, and putting orange in the makeup doesn't bring it all together for me. I do like her makeup here. It's a little bit different from what she normally does, and I really like that. But overall, it didn't all work for me.
I also think that it didn't help with her with the makeup either, is because she used orange as the accent when orange is already the accent. So it's one of those kind of things where it's like, well, if you don't want the whole thing to be completely black with just pops of orange in it, like if she would have inverted the colors in her makeup, I think that could have possibly helped a little bit. Like if she had orange lip. Yeah, if she did like an orange lip and she did like a real orange eye, then that could have helped a little bit. But everything being so dark all up front just kind of, it made it seem like if you didn't pay attention to what was happening in the back, then you wouldn't even know there was really orange in the outfit. You would think, okay, it's all black. And then you turn around and you're like, whoa, there's an orange bow out of nowhere.
Oh, I thought that was a set piece in the back that was just like,
yeah.
I even think if she had still done the halo eye, but switched it so it was orange on the outside, black in the middle, and the orange lip, like you were saying, absolutely. I think that would have just transformed everything.
Yeah, that's initially what I was thinking that she should have ended up doing. Yeah.
Scores.
I'll give her 75 too.
I gave her an 84.
I'm also giving her a 75.
Boom. It's a good safe now.
It really is, honestly.
She ain't getting it. She ain't
Lorelai ain't getting that. Nope.
She ain't getting it.
Oh, man.
So Lorelai apparently wasn't able to make it to the Super Bowl halftime show with Rihanna last year. So she decided that she was gonna make her own outfit. That's all I see when I see these red hair and pants and this red, somewhat sculpted top. I just see a come on, rude boy. Come on, boy. That's all I see. No, I'm not crazy about it at all. The pants are very I Dream Regini and not in a good way. I'm okay with the hair, but okay with it. Like, it's not great. It's okay hair. It's not a good showing off Lorelai, given the fact that her first challenge win was on the first design challenge. Because it was kind of like, wait, we saw what you did before. How did we get this? You know? So, yeah.
I don't mind the pants. They
Of
do.
course you don't, David.
Well, they do kind of look old lady, but they look like they're constructed okay, I guess.
They look like I Dream of Jeannie pants.
I love that show. Come on, Barbara Eden.
But that is an old lady, so.
True. My biggest thing, and I still can't figure it out, I can't get past it. Why is she wrapped in saran wrap? Could she not sew? Could she not hot glue? So she decided to do a drag race first. She's like, I'm going to hold my outfit together with saran wrap.
It's it seems like it was one of those things where, you know how sometimes they'll ding the girls when they're like, oh, we want you to make an outfit out of this unconventional material. Well, it doesn't look like that you really made the outfit out of that material because the outfit looks so good. It makes me feel like, did you wrap saran wrap around your outfit so that you're reminding us, I made this out of trash? It's like, no, we know. We know. You didn't have
I knew it from the plate on her head that she made it out of trash. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, I was like, you don't have to. No, girl.
Yeah. Let's start with what I like. I like her makeup.
OMG,
I
it's
love
pants.
what?
OMG, it's pants.
I like her makeup. I love her signature eyebrow. I'm glad that it's back. I don't think we had it last week, so I'm glad it's here. I like this wig because I love those like dyed at the tip wigs. I think those look good.
Child Barbie was just like, oh my god, I need that wig. It's like,
Barbie can get that wig when she wears another goddamn silhouette on this fucking show. Anyway, I like the makeup. I like the wig. Scores.
57.
It is a 60 for me.
24.
24. Yeah, it wasn't that great.
Next up, Victoria Shakespeare's.
Victoria Shakespeare's. The only thing that I will say that is a negative out of this situation for me personally is I can tell that is a silhouette that you have made a million times before in different fabrics and for different outfits, because it is very Shakira and Britney Spears silhouette. We've seen your Instagram. We've seen you wear tops like this before. You've worn tops like this before on the runway. So
times.
In no way, for me, it wasn't in any way of a risk you making this outfit. It looks very clean and put together, but that's because you've made it 80 million times before. You just made it out of a different fabric this time. So for me, the only thing that you did that was different was putting the plant on your head, which goes back to you being Brazilian and you having headpieces and stuff like that. So was it really that big of a stretch for you either? No. Overall, this was like Thanos' third favorite daughter goes to Brazil. It was very simple.
Honestly, though, like if you untwist the like part up here and just put it on normal, it kind of looks like her no gender.
No, stop it, because I thought the same damn thing now. Her backless dress that she wore
Yes, it's a
backwards.
backless
To be completely honest with you, like I said, that just lends itself more to the fact that like this is a silhouette and or a type of costuming. She's just the pattern she's just made so many times. You know what I mean? Which isn't bad. It's just it sucks when that ends up coming off that repetitive, because then it's almost like you can't unsee it.
Yeah. But I do like that she leaned into her branding here with the Brazilian type of look. So I do like the headpiece. She constructed that pretty well, I think. I don't really like these colors together. They're too close to each other. So I don't know. I wanted to see more contrast with the colors instead of like having purple and fuchsia like that. Yep. So overall, I don't think it's horrible, but I don't like it.
I don't think it's horrible either, but I don't love it. I love that she said, I'm just going to put a whole damn plant on my head. And so I do have to give her some props for her prop usage. However, we've seen her in this damn silhouette almost every week on this runway. This looks like, I think, her entrance look, most of the looks she's worn, the look that she revealed to in the lip sync last week.
The Britney Spears one she just wore.
Literally just wore. It's unfortunate, but I do still think she looks clean. and put together other than this wig. Because, baby, I don't know what happened to you and this
that
wig.
wig was.
I don't know what happened to this wig, but it looks like this wig got run over by a truck. And then you said, I'm going to shake it one time. Not even
crunch,
like
crunch, crunch.
She shook that wig one time and said, "That's good enough for me, baby," and then put it on.
The funniest description that I've ever heard a drag queen give about another drag queen's wig looking bad was I can't remember. I feel like possibly it was in a drag race or it was someone that I know personally. But someone said that someone's wig looked like it got sucked on by a litter of kittens. And I've always thought that was the funny thing ever. Not a litter of kittens.
Not that. Oh, God.
I could just see that happening too. Just a dried out wig in a little hamper.
Ew. Scores. Give me your score, Eve. I'm done with this. Ugh. No.
Oh my gosh. Hell, why not? Because you go home, so it don't really matter, does it? So, Victoria, I'm going to give you a 75.
What?
I gave her a 67.
And I'm also going to give her a 75. Kelly Hilton.
Now, my favorite. I would say my favorite out of all of the construction looks was Miss Kelly's look. Particularly right when she first walked out. Oh my. That was beautiful. I was like, you are giving me this Black Tinkerbell kind of look, like something about it was just giving me that, like the blue fairy, like just very like very storybook pretty Disney, you know what I mean, like that type of like character, like a Glinda, just like a warm being of light. And just like even the way that you revealed and just walked off through the runway, you just had this light that you carried with you through your smile and through your movements, and everything about it was so ethereal and so light and so genuine and so warm. Like I've already said it before, and I'm saying it again. I am very much on the Kelly Hilton train. Like I was like, put a crown on her head, like right now. Like why not? Because
Not in this look.
I personally think that you should be crowned, my dear. So I was a fan.
Not in this look.
I was a fan. I said I felt. I felt.
You said what you said.
Okay. I kind of so Eve really liked this first look. I liked it for the second. I liked it at first, but I was glad she took it off quickly because it does look like a bunch of stuff just kind of bunched up there. Like it's good for a split second for me, but I like what she was wearing underneath it better personally. I thought she delivered this very well on the runway. Like she really knew how to model this. So I appreciated that. It's a good look. For me, this gives me like a really good first draft, you know? Like this seems like something she could take and go back home and put a lot of time and effort into it and come back with a stunning version of this. But it still is in my top half of the night. I think she did really well, all things considered.
So here's my difficulty. I really liked when she came out. I was like, oh my God, this is stunning. And then she got rid of all the visual interest for me. because my visual interest was whatever was happening with the draping and the folding of all of these colored tinfoil materials. I don't know what the material is necessarily.
It looks like it could be mylar. They look like balloons.
I think it looks like it might be balloons. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was mylar. But for me, the rest of the garment just seemed so simple. And I get it for a design challenge look. I just wish it had been like you reveal that and then that becomes part of the skirt. Or like it becomes part of something other than just throwing it away. Because for me, then when she was walking, I do think her delivery was great. I think all of that was lovely. I lost all of my interest in the look when she took away all of the other stuff and was just left with what looks like bubble wrap and she stole some of Lorelai's saran wrap and put some little paillettes in it. But I do still think she looks good. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's better than Lorelai. But it's not my favorite. So. And I'm still on the Kelly Hilton train as well. And I would like her to be crowned. Just in anything other than this. Scores.
I'm going to give a full cup to Miss Kelly Hilton because I was a big fan of this one.
I gave her an 80.
It feels right to end off on a 75.
She knew it.
And that's what I was going to give her anyway. So I'm going to give her a 75. So. Well, this whole time, someone here has been tabulating all of our scores so wonderfully and lovely. Thank you, David Healy. So normally this is the part of the program where I would ask, who was your favorite of the week? But I don't have to ask that. I just have to ask David, mathematically, who were our favorites this week?
Okay. So what we do is we weight the final look twice as much as any other look as far as scores go. Who should we start with? Let's start with Logan.
Okay.
So Logan's least favorite was Lorelai.
I'm not surprised.
Big jump up. Next least favorite is Victoria at 5th place.
Yeah.
And then in 4th place is Madame Orchid.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. And then your 3rd place is actually Pandora Knox.
Pandora. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then your top 2 are divided by 1 point.
Oh, God. Okay.
An average of 83 and 82. Who do you think was your top?
I think it's Kelly.
It's Kelly.
It's actually Yvonne by 1 point.
And I'm not surprised by that because I did come in here saying that I thought Yvonne should have won this challenge.
Mm-hmm.
You are not on the Kelly Hilton train. You're on the you just took a transfer over. You're riding the Yvonne train.
No, Miss Mama, I have been on the Kelly Hilton train since episode 1 of this goddamn podcast. So
women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie.
I mean,
and I'm non-binary, so what about it?
Just think about it. You gave a 95 times 2 compared to a 75 times 2. So that's a 40-point gap. The fact that it's that close says a lot.
I feel also, I will say on that topic, Miss the Bunny, I was the only person that had Miss Kelly Baby as my winner on episode 1. So what about that? You didn't. You sure as hell didn't. So what about it?
I'm not even in this draft.
No. I'm saying when we talked about episode, I'm not talking about the draft. I'm saying episode 1 of this program.
Yeah.
Your favorite look on the runway was not Kelly Hilton, and mine was. So I have been on the Kelly Hilton. Don't tell me I'm getting on a transfer on the Kelly Hilton train, because you want to know why? I have been on the Kelly Hilton train since day 1.
Maybe you just got on a transfer to the Yvonne Knight.
I'm on a transfer to the Yvonne Knight. Well, no, she's been on my draft team, so I do like her. But
I'm like, I haven't been on nobody's train specifically. And I already told Miss Kelly Hilton, number 1, Miss Kelly Hilton, I gave her theme song, Miss Kelly, baby. So we're not going to do that one.
I'm saying is we both love her equally, okay?
Mm-hmm. Right, Miss Kelly, get all the loves, bitch.
Baby.
Okay, Eve scores. A clear 6th place was Lorelai.
Shocker.
Your 4th and 5th are actually pretty close, divided by only 2 points. You have Victoria at 5th place,
Okay.
and then Meta at 3rd place. So far, exactly as
4th.
Logan. Yeah, at 4th place. And then Pandora is your 3rd place. So far, everything's exactly like Logan. However,
Comma.
you clearly had Kelly as your number 1. So, yeah, that's where you all deviate.
I never had a problem with Yvonne, and I kind of like, even with her looks and stuff, I've liked them. I've just felt like that there have been so many like hit or miss opportunities with Yvonne, and not a lot of consistency in like all of her stuff. Because it's like she's had some really cool stuff out there, but then she'll randomly do like this episode where 2 out of the 3 things are just kind of like, what is this? You know? So it's just
right. I agree.
Yeah.
And David, what were your results?
For me, I clearly had Lorelai in last place.
Yeah.
And like both of you, I had Victoria at 5th place. Then I deviate here because you all had her both in your top 2, but I had Yvonne at 4th place.
Sure.
Followed by Meta at 3rd place.
Okay.
So my top 2 were the 2 winners this week, spoiler. But I did have Kelly at number 2 and Pandora at number 1. So we each had a different number 1. And overall, Kelly was the number 1 scorer for us by half a point over Pandora.
Per. Well,
Good job.
we got our results. And for some reason, again, we're just going to randomly have 2 winners of a challenge. And one of them, of course, randomly is going to be Pandora Knox.
That's the only thing I'll say. That's the only thing I will say. Because when they sat up there and were like, oh, we don't know. And they said Pandora won, I was like, of course y'all let Pandora win. Y'all love Pandora.
Course.
Pandora gonna win every goddamn thing, apparently. When I said the next person's name they need to say is Kelly. If they jump to somebody else that's safe or something like that, I'll be mad. Go straight to Kelly. When they went to Kelly, I was like, I want a double win now. I was like, I want a double win on this episode right now. And I was very happy for it. Because I was like, I don't know. I just feel like Kelly deserves more love. Like, I feel like that Pandora is like, I don't know. Maybe the allure and the mystique of Pandora is just kind of wearing off on us now.
And I still really like her, but I do agree with that for sure. And honestly, it's not even Pandora herself. It's the judges constantly hyping up Pandora and not giving her real critique.
That's fair.
Because there's no universe she should have been in the top for Snatch Game last week. We all agreed with that. Right. And for me, I would have been more content had it been a double win with Kelly and Yvonne. Mm-hmm. But they are not featuring Yvonne.
Yeah, they're not.
And if she goes home next week, I'm not going to be surprised.
They're making Yvonne like a Matilda.
And I'm kind of frustrated by it because Yvonne has been very consistent throughout this entire competition. And I'm frustrated. And at this point, we all know Pandora's going to win. So whatever.
I do not know that. I think it's a 2-person race.
I do. I feel like it's a 2-person race. I think it would be very, very, very easy and just predictable for them to give it to Pandora. I see Kelly having a good shot at getting this crown up.
See, I think Meta still has a good shot.
I see Kelly getting robbed.
I think Kelly's going to get robbed. I think there's a world where they could crown Meta. But those are the 2 Austrian queens, if it's Pandora or Meta.
So. Kelly, for some reason, gives me like Jada Shada Hudson vibes.
I agree with you completely. But also, if I'm thinking, we have to remember this is season 1. I don't know that they want... I see justification. I don't think they want someone like Meta winning a season 1. And I think it will ultimately come down to Pandora or Kelly. And I think if one of them doesn't make the final, the other one is winning. Is kind of where I'm at personally.
I also wonder if how they're gonna do their finale. If their finale is gonna be a lip sync for the crown or what.
I don't know.
Because that's been a wild card that's really flipped things around. Because we've all been like, okay, cool, going to the finale, we know totally how the top two are gonna play out. Not if they decide to do a lip sync for the crown. If
Pandora's in a lip sync for the crown, I'd like to see someone left in the competition take her out.
Because I put it to you this way. I could see Metamore Kid possibly being in the top two with Pandora. Not if it's a lip sync for the crown, though. Kelly gonna eat her up.
We haven't seen her lip sync, though, so I don't even know what she can do.
True. We haven't seen Meta or Yvonne lip sync, or Kelly.
I've seen some performances of Kelly, and just how Kelly
have as well.
On Runway, I'm like, Kelly will be able to hold her own if it's a lip sync. If it's a lip sync,
I agree. Well, our bottom three is Yvonne, Lorelai, and Victoria, which it should not have been, because there should have been a high person. Yvonne should have been safe and not low.
They should have honestly did a top two, a bottom two, and then a safe two. They didn't really.
I would have agreed with that.
They said they were doing the top three, the bottom three, and they didn't. They only did.
And then when Barbie's like, Yvonne, sorry, you just didn't make the top three this week. So fucking condescending. I'm like, that pissed me the fuck off.
I took it as like you were close, but I'm not quite there. Which
okay, then why even bring that up when you know that this has been her storyline the entire season? Why bring that up? It felt ill-spirited for me.
Oh, it felt encouraging to me. Like you were there, you were almost there, girl.
No. It didn't really feel encouraging to me because of the fact that they had already set up and said that there's only top or bottom because there's only 6 of them there. And they've already prefaced that. So it's like, of course, if something happens and Yvonne ends up in the bottom, then you have to highlight the fact of either A, she did bad and that's why she was in the bottom, or B, there were just 4 good people and she happened to be the 4th one. And I don't fully feel like that's how that came off because, like, I guess it's because of the fact that they made Metamore Kid safe to start everything off. I think that's honestly what kind of made me be like, well, ultimately now this girl thinks she did crap, regardless of what you say. Because there wasn't even any real deliberation about Metamore Kid's look or their outfit. It was like a baby critique on that, and then afterwards when they brought them back, you're safe, go straight to the back. There was no, okay, honestly, 4 of you guys were the strongest one, but when it came to those, you know what I mean? Like, it just, it didn't fully seem that reassuring to Lorelai that, like, you're still doing good, you're still doing the right thing. Like, because, like, for me, I would have been like, I wouldn't have even put Lorelai down in the bottom with them and have Lorelai in her mind. I mean, not Lorelai, Yvonne. I'll say that a couple times. I was like, have Yvonne down. I wouldn't even have Yvonne in the bottom to make her think that she possibly did bad and that she might be one of the bottom 2. If the only reason why she's down there is just because of the fact that there happened to be 4 strong people and she was 4th, then I would have called her safe.
I wish they would have.
She might have to lip sync because of it. That's what kind of threw me off.
I wish they would have done Pandora, you're a winner. Kelly, you're a winner. Meta, Yvonne, great job. You're both
safe. Boom, there's her bottom 2, and that's it. Because it's like if the way that the judging and deliberation went this way around shucked out to be 2 people that weren't the best and 4 people that were good, then why are you making one of those 4 people think they could possibly be going home? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that was the issue. I'm like, why are you even putting that in Yvonne's mind when you know she did good enough that it's just there's too many people? You know what I mean?
But they were already talking at the start of the episode, like that it's tops and bottoms. So I think that's just the rule that they were going to go by no matter what.
Cool. Barbie could have said, Yvonne, you did great. However, these other 3 people did better than you, but you still did a great job. You're safe. I don't need, sorry, you just didn't make it in the top 3.
I think for me, what she should have done is she should have had all 6 up there. And then she should have went ahead and said the top 3 are these 3 people. The bottom 3 are these 3 people. These people are the winners. These people are safe. These are our bottom 2. Because I feel that the issue is with you saying there's only tops and bottoms. but then you automatically throw somebody in the safe category. It's like, well, you said there was only tops and bottoms, so how is somebody automatically safe already? Why wasn't Yvonne automatically safe as opposed to Meta More Kids, given the fact that they both were going to end up being safe? You know what I mean?
Like Meta was the top safe, you know?
Meta was high, according
High
to...
safe. Yeah.
Meta was high safe, Yvonne was low safe, is what it comes down to there. And I just don't agree with that. But I know what you're saying for sure. I just don't agree with that. But thankfully, we have the correct bottom two of Victoria and Lorelai. And quite frankly, that's all that really mattered to me. Because I was like, if there's a universe they put Yvonne in the bottom two, I'm going to scream, cry, throw up, and send a very strongly worded message to Barbie Breakout. Thankfully, I didn't have to do that. But then we get this lip sync to Nobody's Supposed to Be Here.
I want to say, before we talk about this lip sync, when I heard
remix,
when I heard what the song was, I was like, I would kill to see Kelly and Tessa Testicle do this.
Oh,
like, that would have been a fun.
I would kill to just see Kelly do it. And Kelly
honestly,
would just clear everybody out.
I want Kelly and Pandora. I'm like, can we just have the winners lip sync this week?
That should have been a top two lip sync. That would have been an amazing top two.
Because someone needed to go home.
No, but they still have 3 competitive episodes. Are we going down to a top 2?
They did it on All Stars 8, baby. Anything is possible. True. Now, what I want to see is them lip sync to the damn original version of this song.
That's what I want the ballad.
I thought so too.
And what's funny is the fact that was a lot of times when they do have the different remix or whatever on there, it'll usually say it's
the same one.
Like what Whitney song do they usually do? It's not right, but it's okay. When they do that, they usually say it's the remix version.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So like when it started, when she said what it was, I was like, okay, I know the song. When the music started playing, I said, wait, it's the remix.
I was going to say, it's the Bend de la Creme version.
Right, I was like, then when they showed at the bottom what the title of it was and everything, it just said it was the regular version, and I was like,
unfortunately, I feel like most people know the remix more than the original.
Oh yeah, they do. Well, and I feel like Drag Race fans, Drag Race fans do,
people who go to a club.
That's what I would say. I say Drag Race fans do,
because this is the episode where Bend de la Creme herself, and where BB intentionally lost the lip sync by taking off her wig when she didn't need to take off her wig.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I totally forgot that happened.
This was that song. That's why I remember this song so well. And then I think they've done it.
They paid her to take off that wig.
They paid BB Zahar to take off that wig.
They paid Ben to quit.
Yeah, exactly. As far as this lip sync is concerned, if I'm being honest, it was very one-sided.
It was
for me.
It was odd because it became one of those kind of things where it didn't look like Victoria at one point was lip syncing the same song as Lorelai. It looked like Victoria started lip syncing some Shakira song.
Well, no. So she started. The moment I knew the lip sync was over was when Victoria was singing the backing track, the "Nobody's Supposed to Be Here," and Lorelai was hitting all the notes that Deborah Cox sings. And I said, "Baby, that's it."
It usually happens though. And it also seemed like Lorelai was trying to do both. Like I saw sometimes where it looked like she was doing both, where she was singing like the lead and the backing. I'm like, no, not you. Your own.
Well, when there's no dedicated lead, I understand that.
I'm like, you're not Lionel Richie. This isn't all night long. Right. Like, no, you're not your own background singer. Like, let the background be the background.
She could have been. David, what did you think of this lip sync?
I did not think Victoria did bad by any means. I thought she was doing well. My issue with her was that she really relied on that microphone.
Her Maxi Shield microphone. Yeah. I was like, oh, wow.
Well, at least Maxi made it fun. But I wish she had just thrown it down at one point and just gone for it. It just felt like a crutch that she never really got away from. But
and with this version of the song, if she was doing the ballad, I would have understood it a little bit more.
Right, that's the other thing too. I'm like, with this version of the song, girl, why are you not just bucking and kicking and dipping and splitting and like?
Why are you not doing the thing you did in all of your other 3 lip syncs that you did? Why are we not getting you revealing, taking off this silicone suit and jumping off the stage? But sorry, David. Sorry, David. Go ahead.
Honestly, that's funny because it's like that would have worked out better if the way she lip synced last week would have worked better for this song.
Exactly.
Because if she would have did that on that hit that high note, if she would have just jumped off the stage and then like got on the judge's table and started going crazy.
Exactly.
Because that's secret.
Sorry, David. Go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. I will say, as far as Lorelai goes, I was shocked by how good she was.
She is a phenomenal entertainer.
Yeah, this was one of my favorite lip syncs I've seen this season from her. Like I was just blown away. Like she was giving so much passion. I mean, for being this little white girl, she like gave me soul. So I was like, okay, come on. And even like some of her moves, like she did that thing where she like jumped and landed with one leg back. I thought that was a really good move. She killed this lip sync for me.
A dip? Because that's what she did.
Okay.
It was a jump into a dip, but that's what she did.
Fine. Great.
No, I love the way you worded that. She put her leg behind her.
It didn't look like what I usually know dips to look like.
Well, you know dips to look like death drops, but no, I'm kidding. You're not that white.
It's more the jump in the air part first, you know?
Sure, I understand. I feel like I would qualify this more as a shablam than a dip.
Sure.
For me. I don't know if Eve has an opinion.
It was white.
Agreed. I love that this entire season, at least for me, I don't know if y'all will agree, but this entire season for me has just been, wow, I really, truly underestimated Lorelai Rivers. Like week after week after week, I'm like, I'm really enjoying you more than I thought I was going to. I thought you were going to be the first one out of this competition. And she really wasn't.
It's kind of back and forth. It's like, wow, you're not that girl. Yeah, you are that girl. Oh no, you're not. You're not. Yeah,
like she picks her moments to serve untiness.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the runway last week, untiness. In the challenge, no.
We're cutting out the charisma, girl.
Yeah.
There's no charisma.
She's just unt. But we do unfortunately say goodbye to our Victoria Shakespeare's. And I think it was her time as much as I don't want to see her go, because I really wish she had just gotten one like really great standout moment. And I don't think she got that. But I am gonna remember her because I mean she's a character and I loved seeing her on this season.
Yeah. Victoria, you did the damn thing, girl. You held on a lot longer than people expected for you to, and you showed that you weren't a complete one-trick pony and you got some stuff up your sleeve. I would be very happy to see more out of you throughout like your drag journey, and hopefully we get to see you back on another season of Drag Race or on like an All Stars or something like that.
Several years from now, please God, I don't need 8 All Stars happening at once, but I would love to see her on Brazil versus the World.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Is this the first season? And I know I'm probably the Drag Race encyclopedia out of the three of us. Is this the first season where 2 queens lip synced 4 times for their life, not including like a finale situation? Because we got Tessa and Victoria this season, both lip synced 4 times, and it's a smaller club of people that it's ever growing, obviously, because there's so much Drag Race, but like.
I
think it is.
I'm trying to. I can barely even think of.
Alyssa only did 3, and
Coco is in that. Heidi in Closet is in that. Cameron Michaels is in that. Tace is in that.
Is Minty Fresh in that?
No, she only lip synced 3 times.
Okay.
It was twice against Brigading, and then she went home against her mother.
Okay.
So I think these are like maybe the 8th and 9th queens, and I think it's the first time on the same season. Now, if I see this after this is posted, set her aside. I'm looking right at you. If I see this on Drag Race statistics, I better get a shout out. That bitch. No, I love you, Cetera.
I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure I can't think of any season where there's been 2 girls that have had to lip sync 4 times. on the same season. Wait, well,
excluding
what
like a
about-
lip sync for the crown.
what about Georges and
Jasmine.
Jasmine?
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah. Okay, I guess you're right.
I was like, they would count too.
Yeah. Because if you count the Lollapalooza, then yes.
And honestly, if you want to count the well, I don't know if we're counting All Stars or not, but I was like, if you want to count Redemption lip sync, Silky's in there too.
Well, true. But then Ben, I think, is also in that. So, regardless, whatever.
This is the first time it's ever happened with multiple people, I would think, on the same. Well, I guess other than Jasmine and Georges. I would say so. This is probably the second time, or the first international.
I'll say first international. We'll go with that.
No. I know that for a fact. So usually ain't nobody lip syncing no damn 4 and 5 times internationally.
It was Coco for the longest time by herself, and then Cameron joined her, and then Heidi joined her. But next week, comedy roast. I don't know how that's gonna go with this cast because comedy is not their forte.
It's really not. We heard of but hey, let's look at it this way. For Team Kelly Hilton did win the reading challenge, so let's keep in
and Snatch Game.
Let's keep in mind. Hopefully, she'll be able to pull out some hee hee ha ha's. Get her another badge.
Yes. Before we go, draft update. David, unfortunately, you're still out of the draft.
It's okay. I'm out of it too.
I'm winning my roommate draft for this.
That's good.
Because I have Kelly and Pandora.
We have Eris in 4th with 33, Lana in 3rd with 34. I am in 2nd with 36, and Esme is currently leading with 40.5 points. And the trend of people showing up for the cast assessment and then not showing up for the season and winning the draft is currently still holding strong. So, it happens. But I want to thank you all for joining us for our beautiful 2.5 hours that we were here. If you haven't subscribed already, why are you still here? Go subscribe.
You should just about that because we really hate when people subscribe. Like we hate
I hate it.
So
I hate it so much. Do it again, Eve.
Eve, give us one more. Come on.
Oh, maybe keep doing it. Keep doing it while I do the outro. Maybe it'll pop up. Thank you for joining us. Subscribe. Hit all the buttons except for the dislike. Go ahead and hit that twice. Follow us on our socials for all of the lovely. Yay! Follow us on our socials. Now y'all have to. Now y'all have to go follow us on socials. You can also follow the 3 of us. Our links will be in the description below. If you're in and around the Chicago area, go see Eve doing something fabulous. I was about to announce the thing you're doing, but you haven't announced it.
Actually, we can because I'm announcing it today. So I am producing my own show at a venue called the California Clipper here in Chicago. It's called It's a Vibe. It's an all R&B and neo-soul style drag show. Very grown-up drag, very seductive drink specials and wine specials and stuff. It's going to be from 7 to 9 o'clock, and the first one is going to be next week, October 27th. So if you're in the Chicagoland area, or if you think you'll be in Chicago next week for Halloween, please hop over to the California Clipper and come and vibe with us. It's going to be a great time.
Oh.
Damn.
Wow.
Keep trying.
And while you're down in the description below, thank you, David, for popping it up because I completely forgot that we did. Oh my God, what the fuck is happening? And that is a sign that you need to go get your cup merch, including but not limited to cup mug, available at the description below. We're going to get out of here. This has been stupid and wild today. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Oh, come on. One more. Give it to me.
Yeah! Cheers.
Cheers. Ray, can you yak it?
No, David.
Yes.
Oh my God.
My mystical powers.